This is the 8th episode of Spiceworks Live. Today, a preview of the new look and feel in Spiceworks 6. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Elise. I'm in marketing here at Spiceworks. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is our weekly series covering Spiceworks 6, which is the latest product release here at Spiceworks. And we've been bringing you weekly updates to get you all the latest and greatest on what's coming out in Spiceworks 6 and get you all jazzed about getting in and testing this release, which is a really important part of every release cycle. So welcome back. And as a preview of what's happening today, we're going to be doing a really cool preview, sneak peek of all of the navigation changes, the new look and feel that's going in with Spiceworks 6 and beyond. That is going to be a really different and very cool experience for all of our users. And we're going to be doing that with Chris and our senior software engineer and nav mastermind, George Reynolds, who will be talking about all of what you'll be able to see in the latest beta release, or beta build. And followed by our typical live Q&A, where we'll be going back and forth answering questions. And we'll have your favorite expert on Spiceworks 6 and mine, David Babbitt, in the hot seat, answering all of your questions live. And after we do that, we'll give away a free t-shirt. If your question is answered live, you'll be in the drawing for that. So be sure to send your questions in using the social stream in the right below the live stream window. Get your questions in, and we'll be answering those in the second half of the broadcast. So with that, over to Chris and George to talk about the nav changes.
Hi, George.
Hi, Chris.
So you're the senior software engineer on user interface design?
User experience, user interface design, user development.
What exact user development?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What exactly does a user experience designer do?
User experience designer, we talk to users, we try and understand what the feature needs to be, how best it can be implemented, make the design so that it's the easiest to flow through and workflow easy to deal with, and then get that implemented in a really efficient and smart way.
So true or false, you are the final arbiter of the look and feel of Spiceworks 6.
False.
Damn it.
That would be big man.
Oh, well, besides big man.
So I'm like the arbiter right before him.
Okay. So you control what goes
exactly
in front of him.
I try.
Okay.
The best I can.
All right. So why don't you give us a brief overview of what you've been working on for Spiceworks 6?
Sure. So for Spiceworks 6, we are trying to begin an initiative to unify the look and feel between community and desktop. We're starting off by reworking the navigation elements up at the top and a few of the top-level page elements. And then as new releases come out, we're going to start advancing sort of the look and feel down through the rest of the UI. So what you're going to see in the beta for 6.0 on the desktop is this new navigation stuff that's happening up here at the top. You'll see that we've kind of revamped and reoriented the page a little bit. We've decided to focus our navigation on the primary nav bar on our 4 solution verticals, which are the community, inventory, help desk, and purchasing. And then over here on the right area, you're going to see new what we call jewels for kind of rolled up notifications, common place for getting your messaging, and if you're participating in the RFQ process, the request for quote, and the various purchasing workflows that we've got, this kind of shopping cart icon will be an indicator of the processes that you've got going on in there. New for Spiceworks 6.0 is going to be rich flyout navigation menus. So what we've tried to do is take a lot of the functionality that was, I'll say in community, hidden down in the page level and keep that persistent for you up on the top, so it's very easy to find what you want at all times. The other thing that's going to be very different between 6.0 and 5.3 is that the navigation is going to try to be very consistent between community and desktop, so that the experience when you're in one or the other is going to be very consistent and hopefully a lot easier to use. As things go forward and move along, we're going to also start adding some rich content in here. So say under inventory, where you have your typical links of dashboard, knowledge base, your network information. Ultimately, we want to start rolling in some what we call rich content, information that might be relevant to you, things that are going on in your desktop and your inventory side, or maybe your help desk, current tickets that are due for review. Try and have that available to you both on the community side and up in the navigation of your desktop, so that it's a lot easier for you to see what is important and take action on that. So under community, you'll see the primary community links. Under inventory, we've got everything that you're kind of familiar with, the dashboard. We've got the new knowledge-based stuff that I'll show you a screenshot of in a second. Network map, report settings. We're kind of limiting the number of device groups that you've got, hopefully to just make that a little bit easier to navigate through. Help desk is sort of the same, and now under purchasing, it's got its own dedicated navigation menu, so we'll have things like your quotes, your purchase list, your order history, and things like that. This will grow as we start adding to the purchasing suite within Spiceworks. At the page level, you're going to start seeing a change. The breadcrumb trail is going to disappear. We're going to start moving buttons from a toolbar down at the bottom to being oriented up here at the top. You'll see that if we click into something like workstations, now you'll have a list of all your workstation groups. If you click this, the menu will fly out and you'll be able to see all the various workstation, or excuse me, the device groups that we've got. Common controls like buttons and menu actions will be located over here on the right. And the search bar will be taken down from the masthead and put down onto the page level back here, but that'll still work the same as it always has. So if you start typing, you'll begin to see everything that you used to see coming out of the masthead. I did want to go over here to show you the help desk. So same sort of thing. You can see all of your tickets, your various ticket groups that you had organized, and that will all still be present for you. We'll also have some nice menuing, excuse me, let's go back one. We'll have some nice menuing controls. So common features will be rolled up into menus to make it a little less cluttered, make the UI a little cleaner, but still provide easy access to all of your primary functionality. And I know that everybody's curious about the knowledge base. So the knowledge base is one of the first screens where we designed kind of top to bottom the new look and feel. In previous betas, we obviously didn't have the masthead coming out. So now this is sort of what knowledge base is looking like with the new navigation and everything in place. You can see it's a lot more unified and very clean look and feel. So this stuff is going to start rolling out in the 6.0 beta. This new look and feel will be in the desktop beta, the new one that's coming out. And then as we release 6.0, you'll see that the entire community gets revved to be kind of in a comparable look and feel. And then from here on, this is just going to be an ongoing process of updating the UI. So I think that's all from my side.
All right, well, thanks for showing us all that, George.
You're welcome.
Now over to Elise.
Hey, boss. I'm not Elise. I was on my way to the restroom, and she grabbed me, pulled me over here, and handed this talking stick to me. So here I am. Is this thing live? Oh, no. All right, well, anyway, I think I've seen a few of these episodes, so don't forget, ask your questions right down there somewhere. Just do the old input device and put your questions in there and ask about Spiceworks 6. But, oh, wait. I did see this video I want to share with you guys. Called Little Water Cooler Theater with Matt Kahn. Kahn!
'Cause girls just want to have fun. Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. I was just listening to my favorite Beethoven masterpiece, Symphony No. 5. Welcome to Water Cooler Theater. Today we have a special treat for you. We've scoured the water cooler to look for the greatest stories we could find. And today's master tale was posted by Evan2367. It's a help desk ticket that's certain to tickle. It's titled, Funniest and Most Drawn Out Help Desk Ticket I've Received. And I'm going to read it right now. I remember the sinking feeling I had as a 10-year-old when I found out that my favorite robot, C-3PO, was actually a guy called Anthony Daniels in a plastic suit. Even though he was probably the most useless robot ever, C-3PO fooled my imagination with a future filled with automated servants who spoke the language of the stars. Sure, R2 was cooler, with his hologram projector, albeit low res, and those monochrome images were very disappointing. And far more practical when it came to escaping stormtroopers, etc. But it was always C-3PO who I'd want by my side when I needed, for example, something printed professionally. And so it's the familiar sinking feeling I have with our office printer. When I first saw the Death Star proportions of it, I thought to myself, now here's a printer that will handle the load. Of course, reality never matches the dream. I don't have a pedantic golden robot to drive my hover car, and I don't have a printer that will actually print anything in a straight line for more than one page. If you can assist, you'll at least make this person's humble dreams of reliable office printing come true. Thanks, and regards, Joff. Great story, Evan2367, and thanks for sharing a laugh. For all the rest of you Spice Heads, look out for a new thread soon, where you can share your tales and have a chance for them to be read in glorious fashion. Thank you to all, and good night.
And we're back. Was that funny or what? So we're here with David Babbitt, our senior guy on the spot question person.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I answer questions.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So get ready with your questions, and David will have the answers. Our first question comes from Paul Harmon. Is there any way to darken the UI significantly, like themes?
There's no limit to basically what you can do with plugins, so I suspect that somebody, if the color theme doesn't work for you, somebody will come up with a plugin to do that kind of thing. But no, I mean, our bandwidth is pretty limited on the dev teams, and so we're not going to honestly invest any time in trying to make it customizable and stuff like that. So sorry about that. Just to be fair.
Our next question is from Tom Gann. Where did tools go? We use that heavily.
Tools like, I assume they mean tools on the, in the,
I'm sorry, is this Q&A with George or with David?
sorry, I was looking to George for some help on that one, because I was assuming he meant tools on the device level, but I'm guessing that hasn't disappeared. So probably like the IT bookmarks type thing, I think that'll go back in the nav and, before it's out, so okay. It's not going to disappear.
Next one from Bob Snyder. Does the Scan Now option use Nmap, and will it correctly update the up-down status?
So the Scan Now function just goes back to the device directly and does a deep scan. I assume you mean the... Oh, no, not the rescan. So the Scan Now function on the network scan settings page, that does do an Nmap scan first before it goes and does a deep scan. So the up-down status is part of that, yes.
Okay. The next one is from ID7. Is there a way to manually add cloud services?
So the cloud services a couple of releases ago was split, and so we have kind of in the navigation there's an area called vendors, and that's where you can manage all your vendor contacts for services where we don't provide a whole lot of additional functionality. And the cloud services is the part of vendors where we started investing heavily in how we could integrate with them. So under cloud services you'll see things like Office 365 and Google Apps and stuff like that. And so that's where we provide some sort of integration where we can pull data using those service providers' APIs. That's what cloud services become. All the stuff that was previously just sort of like contacts and contract end dates and purchase prices and stuff like that, all that stuff has moved over to vendors. And so on the vendor side, to the question, on the vendor side you can add whatever you want. On the cloud service side, it's a little bit more limited. So things like only ISPs and domain registrars, that's where you can add your own data. Other than that, it's pretty much just what we can detect.
I think one of the village people just walked by.
Nice. We're under construction upstairs, so if it was the construction guy, that's why.
Our next question is from GC Hieroglyph, I think that's a W, 2216. Will you be able to email KB articles?
Yes and no. So what we add, and it's coming out in the next drop, so what we added is the ability for you to get a link to your KB article. So whether it's private to you or just being shared by your team, or if it's something that you inherited from the community at large, you'll be able to get a URL to that your end users can use. They don't have to be a member of the community or anything like that. And then you can email that link. You can, if you're using the help desk, you can respond in the help desk forms with the link and send it to the user. If you're not using the help desk and you just email back and forth with your users, you can obviously just email them that. And what it is, it's a link that works for them on the user portal. And so if you haven't done a whole lot of customization in the user portal, you probably want to go in there and at least maybe name it, because it just says your company portal at the top out of box. But other than that, that's how you'll get it to your end user. So you can't actually put the body of the knowledge base article in the email message.
So it's just a link to the URL.
Right.
Okay. The next one is from Ben Gillum 2. Are there any plans to expand on the iOS client, as it seems fairly basic at the moment?
Yes, sort of. So not in the current release, but over time, the goal with what we're doing with the mobile tablet app is we made it in such a way that we can retrofit it onto the smaller phones later on. So the goal is we don't have the native apps, the Android and the iPhone native apps or the iOS native apps later on. We just have the one mobile app. So it's going to be all HTML5 mobile, but not a native app.
Okay.
So yeah, but that won't happen for a few months.
Okay. Our next question is from Grant Nelson. Will the help desk and user portal get overhauled as well?
As far as the navigation stuff, the help desk inherits the new layout that George demoed. The user portal, No, it's still pretty much customized the way that you do it, and so it's kind of up to you how you want to make it look. And there's some additional plugins out there to help you, dress it up the way that you want it to look. But that doesn't change as far as layout.
Okay. Another question from GCW2216. Will you be able to automatically link a user to a device?
As far as ownership of devices, I assume, we added that a while ago. So when you're scanning your devices, it picks up like for Windows, when you install Windows, you put in there the owner or something like that, right? I forget what the field is actually called, but the owner of the software. And so if that matches one of the users, if you've pulled in Active Directory to pull in all your users from your AD, then if it matches up by exact string match basically, then it'll automatically associate the device with the person inside of it inventory. If not, if you just use like local admin or registered user or one of these sort of common strings, then it'll I think it goes on the last login. If that's not working, then just work with our support team. Support is free, and we can get that ironed out. That's supposed to be working right now.
Okay. Tank203 asks, will we have the ability to create multiple hieroglyphs? Columns, there we go. Multiple columns within the custom ticket form?
So the question is about the custom ticket form on the portal, which was new for 6. And the answer is no. The new portal widget is only multiple rows, so I think it's 2 columns, just like the fields on the left and the values on the right.
Okay. And Nicholas Hughes asks, can we upload our own CSS sheet to the user portal?
I don't think you can. I would search around for plugins. It's not something that's built in out of the box. I know that there's a plugin out there to do some more granular level of customization of the portal UI compared to what's out of box, and there's probably one out there that allows you to override. I know you can do it with plugins, and so there's probably one out there that allows you to override the CSS directly.
We could also possibly rent George out to you for a little while too.
That's right. I hear he costs a little bit.
2 cases of beer and some Jolly Ranchers. Tarenti asks, will there be any new tweaks to the network map tool?
Oh man. I got a little bit, so I was in London last week doing the Spiceworks London. It was a lot of fun, and I did the networking session, and we talked about what the direction is of network map, and I got a little bit burned because I said that my goal is to take out network map, and so the goal isn't to not have a visualization of your network. I think that is important. I think it's important more in the context of what problem you're trying to solve within the network, and so what we want to do is sort of evolve it, and so yes, we have plans. Can I be specific about them? No, I really don't know. What we want to do, what I want to do is make the network map more about troubleshooting. I think to do that, it'll end up being more of a layered sort of pulling the thread as you walk through your network. It's not going to be this sort of lay out your entire network on some gigantic graph and have it be somehow functional. I think we've learned in trying over several releases that you can't put all the devices on a network map and have it be any way useful. So I don't know when that happens, but it's definitely in our plan.
Our next question is from Aerostar Tech. Are there any tricks to improving the cloud scanner to update Google Apps free edition data?
The free edition, as far as I know, the free edition for Google Apps, the APIs, they don't allow you to do the things that we do with the paid editions, and that's just a limitation from Google's end. And if you're looking for the paid edition, I know that Spiceworks does a discount on that, so compared to purchasing directly from Google, but I don't know a whole lot about Google Apps and their APIs.
Okay. And then our final question from Chris Collins. Will there be a way to stop false scan errors without having to run an SQL command on the DB?
Ooh, that's pretty loaded. It's like an angry user question right there. What is that?
That's have you stopped beating your wife?
Let me read that one. I'm not really exactly sure what SQL command on the DB he's after, but
Drop table devices.
Ouch. Little Johnny Tables.
Bobby Tables.
Bobby Tables. Yeah. The goal of the Nmap project or the Nmap integration was to improve the scans accuracy over time, and so I know what we've done with it in this release is pretty limited so far. We had big plans, and it just timing wise, we didn't want to keep delaying 6 in order to get them in, and so look forward to the next release of 6. So probably 6.1, 6.2, and we've got a lot of changes we want to make inside of the scanner in terms of how you can configure it and its scan accuracy and what it does with unknowns and stuff like that. So definitely be on hook for the next release, because we want to change that quite a bit, and we will need your beta testing help for that.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave, for the Q&A. Now back over to Elise, Jeff, whoever.
Thanks, Elise. So, moment of truth, time to draw the winner. Thanks for all the questions, they were great. Ghetto drum roll.
That one guy added more than one question. He's got a chance.
And it is, I can't read this, ID7. ID7, you're the winner. So make sure you email or PM your information to Elise. So Elise at spiceworks.com. Don't spam her or just PM her. So, all right, so real important, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So make sure you follow the Spiceworks 6 group. You know, see all the latest and greatest features, and make sure you test the sugar honey iced tea out of it. Just really, I mean, we're going to really need, this is getting down to the wire now, so you want to make sure. So join the group, follow the group. You'll see everything that's awesome about Spiceworks 6 in there. So that's it. And you can also put suggestions for future shows. You can catch past shows, and just let us know if there's anything you want to see or don't want to see. If you don't want to see me, I was on my way to the restroom, so you may never see me again. I don't know. So we'll see. So that's it. We're good? All right, I think we're cool. So see you next week at 11. You stay spicy out there, San Diego.